Okay. So at the outset, my very warm and a bit belated best wishes for Diwali and the New Year to all of you. And I hope you and all your family members are staying safe and healthy. So I take pleasure in welcoming you all for the Q2 FY22 earnings call of Deepak Fertilizers. I hope you all had a chance to look at the financial statements and earnings presentation that have been uploaded so that we can have a meaningful conversation today. So at the outset, I'm very happy to share that since we met last, we have successfully raised 510 crores through our QIP. And what is more, it is the new set of investors are marquee long-term investors. And that is a clear testimony of the confidence that the long-term global investors have had on our operations and our growth strategy. As far as this quarter goes, despite a massive hike in many of our raw materials, our quarter has, withstood fairly well. And we have recorded a revenue growth of almost 28% over last year. And our EBITDA and net profit grew by about 10% and 16% compared to Q2 FY21. Now, as you know, we are performing in three different sectors. And if I might share from the sector perspective, that the first is where we, service the pharma specialty chemicals sector. And that has, shown a growth of 46% year-on-year in Q2 FY22. So in the nitric acid business, which is a part of the specialty chemical sector, we are seeing, that because of certain, I would say, curbs in production by the Chinese government, the demand for nitric acid has further strengthened for us. And we are expecting, prices also to remain pretty firm in Q3 onwards. Within the same pharma chemical sector, we have IPA, where we saw capacity utilization to be more than 100%, supported by good demand. But realizations were somewhat depressed due to the plunge in the alternate feedstock acetone. However, looking at all these aspects, the DGTR has recently recommended safeguard measures, that is quantitative restrictions on IPA imports. We are also looking at focusing on, having a special pharma grade IPA as we go along. And further in our specialty drive in the IPA business, we are also seeing good response from our hand sanitizer, the Cororid, and the other disinfection products. And more recently, we also had a very good tender that we won from the Odisha government. And we have also received our first export order for supply of IPA USP grade from South Africa. Within the same chemical segment, we also serve the mining sector, and revenues from mining chemicals almost doubled compared to Q2 FY21. Here we are leveraging on a lot of specialty products, advanced technologies like drone and AI-based glass modeling to improve the productivity in the mines and infrastructure projects. As you are all also aware, the country is facing significant coal shortages, and with improving economic recovery, the demand for power and therefore coal is also poised to increase. And all of this bodes very strongly positively for our mining chemicals business. On the fertilizer side, we continue to find that our strategy of differentiation and crop-specific approach continues to give us good positive results. And our SmartTech sales notched up to 2.28 lakh metric ton during the first half. The industry witnessed a shortage of potash, unprecedented increases in prices on all the raw materials like ammonia, phosphate, etc. But with somewhere broad support of the government, the sector has performed well. We continue to adopt digital means of working and connected with around 4.5 lakh farmers through 12,000 farmer connect activities such as demo site meetings, crop seminars, and others. So that connect with the farmers is, getting stronger, and that is building a good brand for us. Going forward, the southwest monsoon in the country recorded a normal rainfall during Q2, with which we are looking at full reservoirs for water, and with that we are looking at a even better Rabi as we go along. On the capex side, our ammonia plant construction activity at Taloja is in full swing, and we are looking at the progress as per the schedule, and are expecting to commission that plant by Q1 FY24. So from a broader perspective, going forward, we continue to single-mindedly focus on, number one, capturing value in our chain, which is where the ammonia project will, give us a good positive traction. Second is we continue to very strongly focus on this drive from commodity to specialty or focus on the end consumer. And that is something that is going to give us, certainly improved margins and also certain strong brand creation. And in the near term, we are looking at better efficiencies and debottlenecking to help us, enhance capacities and extract maximum value in the near term. So with these, I would say broad overview, let me hand over to Mr. Amitabh Bhargava, our CFO and President Finance, who can then give you a detailed financial overview, and then of course will be available for further clarifications and answers to your questions. Amitabh?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mehta. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining the Deepak Fertilisers and Petrochemicals conference call to discuss the Q2 FY22 results. Our financial performance during the quarter remained positive, as Mr. Mehta was mentioning, supported by our diversified product offerings and value-focused business model. During Q2 FY22, we reported a total operating revenue of rupees 1,793 crores, an increase of nearly 28% compared to same period last year. Our operating EBITDA increased by 9.8% YOY to rupees 212 crores in Q2 FY21 at FY22 with margins of 11.8 during the quarter. There's been sharp increase in key raw material prices YOY in Q2. Ammonia was up by approximately 158%. Phosphate was up 70%. RGP, that is propylene, up by 53%. Despite these adverse movements of key raw material prices, our better utilization levels during the quarter and both sales volumes resulted in improved financial performance. Our net profit grew by 15.9% YOY to rupees 93 crores in Q2. Finance costs were also reduced by 11.7% YOY during the quarter, driven by better working capital management and conversion of IFC's FCCB Tranche 1. We have generated approximately 648 crores of cash from operations and working capital management during first half of FY22. Net debt was further reduced by approximately 205 crores during H1. There has been significant improvement in leverage ratios with net debt to equity improved from 0.9x or 91x in H1 FY21 to 0.53x in H1 FY22. DFPCL successfully raised, as Mr. Mehta was also mentioning, 510 crores through a qualified institutional placement of equity shares in October 21. Leading domestic as well as foreign institutional investors participated in the issue, which included Small Cap World Fund, Government Pension Fund Global, Axis Mutual Fund, Fidelity, Avendus, and Society General, among others. During the quarter, our manufactured pharma specialty chemicals business recorded a revenue of 374 crores, an increase of 46% compared to Q2 FY21. Manufactured assets for the quarter recorded a revenue of 208 crores, an increase of 94% compared to Q2 last year. And manufactured IPA recorded revenue of 167 crores, an increase of 12% YOY. Due to the decreasing availability of various downstreams of nitric acid from China and the resulting higher pricing, nitric acid demand and prices are expected to stay strong in Q3. In the short term, demand for hand sanitizers and disinfectant products are also expected to rise. Manufactured mining business recorded a revenue of 373 crores, an increase of about 100% during the quarter. We recorded highest ever second quarter sales of ammonium nitrate melt with 74% YOY growth. High density ammonium nitrate sales volume grew by 51% as supported by a combination of fixed price short-term agreements and increasing prices of imported ammonium nitrate due to the availability concerns from exporting countries. With improving economic recovery, the demand for power and therefore coal is expected to increase. In addition, with an increase in infrastructure activity, demand for cement and rock aggregates are likely to increase. All these factors should result in increased explosive demands in mining and infrastructure segments, and in turn on our mining chemical products. Our value-based business model in crop nutrition business, it resulted in revenue growth of 15.8% to rupees 802 crores in Q2. NP and NPK recorded revenue growth of 30.9% to 687 crores, and Bensulf sales increased by 37% to rupees 21 crores in Q2 FY22. Despite year-over-year increase in major raw material prices, our strategically oriented initiatives, which range from crop-specific products to farmer-focused marketing, should help us grow our market share and profitability. During the quarter, our IPA plant operated at capacity utilization of 101%, and both acids and TAN operated at 83% and 80% respectively. As you might recall, in earlier quarters, I had made this point that last year we got affected by COVID, particularly our operation and maintenance, and the operating leverage that we were sitting on at the beginning of the year. It's evident that we have, sort of taken advantage of that in this quarter and in the first half of this year. In the crop nutrition segment, NP and NPK plants operated with utilization levels of 77%, and Bensulf plant operated at 66% utilization level. The available capacity across our plants provides us, headroom for future growth potential. We still have a good margin left as far as capacity utilization is concerned. We remain confident of continuing our growth trajectory while extending full support to our customers, suppliers, and other value stakeholders. With all the three sectors, that is our industrial chemicals, mining chemicals, and fertilizers, are strongly aligned to overall economic growth in India, and with the Indian economy expected to perform better in the coming quarters, our segments are expected to be benefited from the same in the coming quarters. With this, we would be happy to take your questions. Thank you.